Hey, this is Grant David here with Static Multimedia, and we are back with another exclusive interview for you. Last time we brought to you up-and-coming rapper Young Deuce via Skype, and this time we have Zoltán from Five Finger Death Punch in the house with us, along with Prospect Park manager Mark Phillips. Zoltán, along with the rest of the Death Punch crew, have a new single out entitled Under and Over It, and he is here to tell us a little bit about that. Mark, do you want to introduce Zoltán?
Is a true Renaissance man. He's an artistic genius. He does all the graphic design. He designs all the merch for the band. He does pretty much everything. So he's very busy right now, to say the least.
Yeah, I was slow.
Yeah, I know, right?
That's awesome. So, Zoltán, what have you and the rest of the band been up to lately, man?
Oh my God! So that's a good question, brother. Everything. We've been recording for the last 6 months in the studio, finishing up the very last song. Just a couple of touch-ups on it, and then basically the record is done. We just shot a video for the first single. The first single just came out. It's actually extremely successful, so it's a pretty good little feeling that the fans love it and it's happening big time. And other than that, I mean, everything that has to do with the recording, release, album cover, photo shoot, this and that. And in the meantime, we are actually flying and play festivals, so it's like pretty much for us, it's a 24/7 schedule right now.
Yeah, it sounds like you're a pretty busy dude, man.
Oh, and it's fun. It's insanity. Yeah, so, but hey, if it was easy, everybody would do it. You know what I mean? It's just what it is. Every time where it's somebody, basically just the idea of you get out what you put in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
So we're not afraid of working. This band came from absolutely nowhere. Every single guy in this band was either a foster child or adopted, abandoned, and or I came from another country, didn't speak English. So you know what I mean? Nobody was born into riches, and we were just hungry. We were, and we were fighting in our own lives. So when five of those guys get together, you know what I mean? You can achieve something.
Yeah, and I mean, your band has only been around, a relatively short period of time, and you've already seen this enormous amount of success. I mean, that is undeniable. So, what advice would you have for someone trying to break into the music industry, the entertainment industry, or just someone trying to get their band heard?
Well, I would say, this is a 20 years old overnight success, if you really think about it, because every single one of us playing their instruments for decades,
Yeah.
So even though Five Finger Death Punch itself being around just for, 5-6 years, technically we did this, as their lives. We all had bands, more successful bands that are, to a degree they were successful. So we all, achieved something, or it's just a kind of thing like, you just don't go to the Olympics and win.
Yeah.
You have to win your city and then state championship first and the national, then so forth. Nobody just pops out of nowhere and becomes successful. You have to, mine is the optimum, right? But, everybody has to kind of work, for it in their entire life. And it's just the kind of thing, it's maybe a cliche, but just don't give it up. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
You get up and fight one more round. It's a funny and short saying. What makes a champion is the guy gets up and fights just one more round. But if you really think about it, it's not your life, motto, and you're actually doing it. It's like you're unbeatable. You have to pick, you're going to be a victim, you're going to be the zebra, or you join the lion pride and you're going to fucking go out there and just maul things.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how it is,
Yeah.
And that's why we get a lot of flack about, hey, this is, this band is pro metal and this is for tough guys. And you know what? Yeah, sorry, I'm not playing music for the pussies. This is about the lion pride, exactly. I like the fact that our audience is hardcore. I like the fact that, our message is like, yeah, get the fuck up and fight. Fight for whatever it is you believe in, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's what it is. That's what we do, and that's what our audience expects from us.
No.
And that came hand in hand with the success. We became successful because of the metal.
Exactly. Yeah, we would expect nothing less from Five Finger Death Punch. I understand that Matt Snell recently made a departure from the band and was replaced by Chris Kale. Can you shed any light onto that situation? Is Snell on the new album at all?
It's the kind of thing where, we spent few years together, together, you know, and it's like in any relationship, you know, if it's between a girlfriend, boyfriend, if it's between a company, you know, it's just human relations. Any way you look at it. If it's a company, working relationship, it's a band relationship, you know, people come and go. It's just how it is.
Yeah.
You know, there is a moment when there are unresolvable differences, when you can lay certain arguments on the table and there is no intelligent solution. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
People move apart far enough that you just simply can't solve it. And, you know, I'm not going to elaborate on a way and I'm going to throw, you know, monkey poo in his direction, but, you know, you can kind of figure when four of the other guys in the band said, like, okay, we had enough of this, then you know what that means. You know, nobody gets fired by one person. It's a band decision, and we came finally to a conclusion that we didn't feel that he represented the band's best interest by, you know, some behavior or statements he would make in the media or just simply behavior, and then we had to part.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know, every single person in a band is responsible for the rest of the guys. And it's really difficult because, you know, if I say something stupid, you know, or I insult somebody, they're not going to go and say, hey, that guy from Fighting in That Punch is an asshole. They're going to say that this band is an asshole, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You're responsible for four more people, you know, and you enter an organization, your roadies, everybody. It's even with the roadies, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We have a very, very hardcore selective process of who's working for us and why and how, because everybody's representing your camp to a degree. And, you know, and it's important. It's just human relations. I mean, from the very beginning, as I said, we all came from nowhere, and there are no important rock stars in the band, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't see people that talk down to people, never will. So, you know, there are certain things that requires integrity and a certain intelligence to, you know, uphold certain values.
That's
and did I say I'm not going to elaborate? Well, I guess I just did.
Yeah.
You can call me a liar now. I just did, but you know, we have a new guy. His guitar picks are saying F and G. Means fucking new guy. It was funny when we gave it to him. but you know, he's working out awesome. You know, very nice guy, and you know, we connect on several different levels. He's also a fighter. He's a Muay Thai fighter. Has a professional record too. I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So it's one more guy we can train on the road with, and you know, he has same story. You know.
Yeah.
He went to LA. Trying to make it, right? And his car broke down in Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So he kind of stuck in Las Vegas and stayed here for the last 10 years. Really funny story. But it actually happened. And since the band Fighting That Punch lives in Las Vegas now, the last couple of years, it just happened so that, you know, he was a local guy and everybody liked him. You know, we played 3 shows with him already. And he's working out awesome. You know, he's a great musician with a really cool thing. So.
Well, good. That's what I like to hear, man. Well, is it do you find it hard to adjust to new members coming into the band because he's not the first new member, or is it usually a smooth transition?
Yeah, it is. You know, it is because from the very beginning. I mean, when we started the band, there was one criteria. We were pretty much like, okay, here there are certain things we wanted to do. I think the biggest issue that takes the band down is internal arguments, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And musical disagreement. So when we started this band, there was a pretty clean, you know, blueprint, so to speak. I mean, you know, I don't want to sound like an industrialist when it comes to music, but at the same time, you kind of have to plan out what you're about to do.
Yeah.
And anybody that says otherwise, like, no man, I'm going to be a that metal band, and I don't want to have more than 17 fans because otherwise I'm too popular and then I'm not called enough.
Exactly.
You're a fucking idiot, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
You play music because you want to share your art with people. You're going to put on bigger and bigger shows. You're going to have fun. You're going to, you know?
Yeah.
And tell you the truth, sitting in a van with 17 people is not fucking fun. So who plans that? Like, yeah, let me do that. No. You know, you have to have a plan. And we had a plan. You know, we had a plan what we're going to do. And when it came to the music, you know, we just wanted to play the music we liked. With us, we were lucky because it just happened. So there are a lot of other people who like the same kind of music. Basically, melodic heavy metal. We kind of, you know, coasting on the edge of heavy and digestible, you know. But that's the kind of music I like. I like Iron Maiden, you know. I like Snell. I like, you know, those kind of bands. So, and the rest of us were the same, you know. So when we started this whole band, there was disagreement. Like we're not going to have artistic disagreements. We're not going to change directions and decide, 5 years in, like, hey, let's add some jazz fusion. Not going to happen. We have a sound and we're going to keep to it. So that was the original agreement. And since that, we kind of uphold the same situation. Like if there were some band member changes before, every single one of them for a reason, and every single reason was for the betterment of the band, or if somebody jeopardized the band in any way, that's a problem for the rest of it. So those are the reasons for the changes. And when we bring in a new person, obviously it's gonna have to go through the same task, if I can call it that. Basically just check up on the values of, if you come in here, you come in to a machine that's already moving, in a fast lane in a certain direction.
Yeah, exactly.
And we're not gonna yank the wheel in any other direction. This is what we do. This is where we go. So if you're on board, you're on board. If not. You know what I mean? So I would say the short answer for that transitions were really smooth. And every single one of them was for the better. So.
Well, that's good. That's good. So that brings me to my next question, actually. So this new album that you got coming out, is it going to be that same kind of Five Finger Death Punch raw style that we have all grown to love, or are you going to go in a new direction?
Absolutely. It is. It's definitely, there is no mistake that it's Five Finger Death Punch.
Yeah.
I mean, if I can say that we are a young band, so it's really, I don't know if it's my place to talk about our sound and our established direction.
Yeah.
But we kind of have that. You know what I mean? I think it is important that I think if you put in a CD without knowing what it is, and you hear the first 15 seconds of a song, you kind of know what it is, and that means you have something. You got an identity, and if you got an identity, hold on to it, because it's important, because it's what you are. That's what you do.
Exactly.
And I think we do have some level of identity, some kind of a sound that I think is recognizable. And the third record is absolutely in that spirit. It's Five Finger Death Punch. We always kind of try to push the envelope a little bit, but we're never gonna, we never have to, or never going to take a sharp turn because ultimately it's about the song. You have to be able to write songs in a traditional manner, traditional meaning of a song, as in, you have to have a good guitar solo, a good chorus, a good verse. It's not really rocket science when it comes to it. I mean, can I play crazy shit that, weird time signatures and million notes per second solo? Of course I can, but, I don't, you know what I mean? But to me, that's kind of like a self, that's kind of a self, what would you call it? That's kind of jerking off, you know what I mean? You're not really making music to share. You're making music because you want to show off how cool you are. I don't believe in that. You know what I mean? We write songs, and we write songs that connect to people. That's what this is about. It has to be a tribal experience. You play music, around the make-believe fire, which is the stage lights this time,
Yeah.
And there's your tribe, and you guys have a good time. That's what this is. If you know what I mean? That's how you look at it. And that's the goal, and that's always going to be the goal. That we just have good songs, and the combinations are limitless. So you know what I mean? So you don't really have to reach too far out because there are plenty of landscapes you didn't cover it just yet in the same genre. So I think we have enough to say that there can be plenty of more records that we can write and we'll still sound like Five Finger Death Punch. This one we're really proud of. I think Ivan actually definitely stepped up great